runners, running with the runners.
All right, welcome in everyone. It's Tuesday, January 20th, 2026. You are running with the runners. Of course, it's Tuesday, Mims. We're doing our live. You know, gold and silver are going to hit new all-time highs. This has been going on for like a month, man. It's absolutely crazy. And we're going to get it into some massive crypto value tonight. What's going on, my man? Ricardo Hamilton here, aka Mims. Making it make sense. What's going on, brother?
Man, you know, another week, 2026. Fired up and excited as always. You know what time it is. Y'all running with the runners. Man, we got another phenomenal show for you guys. I'm doing good, brother. How about you?
Man, there's opportunity everywhere. People who have been running with us are winning. So I'm excited to celebrate that and then to start to look at what does the future hold now that we know the future is digital. The stock market is going on the blockchain. We're going to talk about that tonight and get into some other things that you guys might want to be paying attention to. But as always, Mims, let's look at these prices, my man. Absolutely wild. Gold at $4,839 an ounce. Silver.
God.
Went above $95 an ounce, now at 94.
Yeah.
Just pulling away from NVIDIA. It's almost $1 trillion over NVIDIA now after we were in the wilderness. Silver was stuck at 7 for the 5-6 years we were talking about it. So, Mims, go ahead. You know, you follow the markets a little bit closer than mine, but what are we seeing here with gold and silver, and why are they just continuing to rip? And I don't see them stopping anytime soon.
No, they're definitely not stopping anytime soon. It's just crazy because the elites, the bankers, the governments, they know what's going on. You know, they know the real cause, and they know where these assets are going. And you don't hear mainstream media or even the bankers when they come out with their forecast really projecting where these assets are going to go. They still are trying to keep a cap on what people really have access to and what they really understand is taking place right now. But we already know what it is. This is the most significant time period ever in history. This is a global monetary reset. This is something that's going to be talked about, debated, and studied for centuries to come. Generations after us will be studying and talking about and debating the time that we're in right now. I mean, so this is epic. I mean, silver at $94, hit 95 is crazy because for years we've just been watching silver go from 30 to 20 in that range, and it gets to 35, we get a little excited. I mean, silver used to go up $1 and it was like, yo, let's go. And here's silver, broke past 50, and just hasn't stopped since. And everybody that I talked to, anybody that's in this space, went to my jeweler today as well. I had to get some jewelry fixed, and even they're saying they're going to see silver by the end of the year 150, 200. And I think that's modest, but I think that's a good target, honestly. Gold obviously going much higher. And then we hear a lot of talk about the gold to silver ratio collapsing. But understand something, gold is moving still. So even though silver's pumping up, it's not like that ratio is going to collapse instantaneously because gold is still pumping as well. And I mean, wow. I mean, look at those numbers, folks. I mean, listen, this is the thing about, being the timing. For years, people have been saving their money in silver, and it hasn't done nothing. And, and it looked like an unattractive opportunity or investment to put your money into. And obviously, those people today are being rewarded very greatly. Just amazing. 200% in the last year. I mean, Mike, we tried to tell them, man. We tried to tell them.
30 to over $90, guys. And again, I want to stress and reiterate, this doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in a few months. It doesn't even happen in a few years. So all the things that we're going to be talking about, that we always talk about, require patience. Okay. If there's people out there that are, in this to make a quick buck, you're like, oh, I got to get rich now. I got to make money now. I'm going to tell you, the market will destroy you. Right? The market punishes people that are impatient, people that cannot think long term. You will get wrecked in whatever you decide to do because you don't have that long term mindset. That's what it takes to be successful when it comes to assets, when it comes to staying disciplined and actually knowing what you hold and having that conviction.
Yeah, definitely.
So the big news this week, Mims, is this is directly from the New York Stock Exchange. Today, the New York Stock Exchange is proud to announce the development of a platform for trading and on-chain settlement of tokenized securities. New York Stock Exchange new digital platform will enable tokenized trading experiences, including 24/7 operations, instant settlement, orders sized in dollar amounts, and stable coin based funding. Its design combines the New York Stock Exchange cutting edge pillar matching engine with blockchain based post trade systems. And you can go and read about all that from there. But what I want to really break down, Mims, is this right here. Um, and so, as far as I understand, they're not specifically building on a blockchain that we would know. Okay. But Chainlink is the quiet backbone. So again, 24/7 trading, instant on-chain settlements, fractional shares, stablecoin funding, multi-chain by design. Wall Street is adopting crypto rails. Here's the part that matters. Chainlink is already embedded in this future. ICE, New York Stock Exchange parent, not that ICE that we're talking about in Minnesota, already partners with Chainlink to bring institutional grade market data on chain. That means trusted price feeds for tokenized equities, corporate actions handled on chain, chain agnostic settlement without fragmentation, cross chain interoperability via CCIP. So I'm thinking you might be able to hold these stocks on multiple chains, which would be wild, right?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm assuming they're saying you could own Apple shares on Ethereum or Solana or Sui or Avalanche. That's what it sounds like to me.
Yeah, why not? I mean, this is not a surprise for those who are in the know. Everything is going to be tokenized. Everything is going to operate on the blockchain. It's just now that what people have been saying for years, these companies and banks and industries have to admit it, and then they have to announce the integration of it. But everything is about interoperability. So it doesn't even matter that we don't know their blockchain. It's not about utilizing their particular blockchain. I mean, it helps, but everything is going to be interoperable. And it's going to be using different networks, different rails. But this is just more confirmation. Everything is going to be fractionalized. Everything is going to be digital. On the blockchain, and so it's just confirmation that, like, look, folks, even though digital assets are down right now, the blockchain crypto space is down right now. Understand that the growth and innovation is just like what Mike talked about earlier, patience. You know what I mean? And understand that, this is a thing. It's not stopping. It's advancing. Okay. And so when you can get into this space and get into these assets early on and understand how to operate and move in this space and understand some of the big players and acquire the assets that are going to facilitate that change, that's how you're going to put yourself in a position to never really have to worry about money again, because it's going to get greater, especially when you have assets that you now can deploy into protocols and into smart contracts that produce more assets for you, and you're living off the generation of that. So not surprised at all, but that's a huge, huge announcement to see, and more confirmation that we're just, in the right place ahead of time.
Yeah, and before we get into like any price action, I really like this chart here. And it gives us a lot to talk about, I think, because obviously there's a lot of options when you get into crypto. And I've told people for years, right? If you want a safe upside bet, I think Chainlink is probably one of your best options, right? They have massive enterprise adoption. I mean, Visa, MasterCard, now the New York Stock Exchange. So like, and that's what this is showing here, right? It's saying four things, right? We have what's made in the USA, what's in the top 50 of Coinbase, what's in the Grayscale Trust, and World Liberty Financial, Trump's investment group. Doesn't hurt that they're invested in you as well. And as you guys can see here, the number one thing that all of these things have in common is Chainlink. Now, there's other ones we're going to highlight that I think you'll want to check out. Now, to me, World Liberty Financial isn't that big of a deal, right? For me, there's other things that I'm looking at, like the Coinbase top 50, basically almost everything is in there. And their index isn't that big of a deal. I mean, they have like meme coins in there, like Bonk and, stuff I would never touch. So to me, the Coinbase isn't that big of a deal, right? But the Made in the USA, the Grayscale Trust, I know for me, we're going to talk about it a little bit, but for me, I like this little one up here called Tau that is just in the Grayscale Trust. I'm also a big proponent of AVAX. I've been stacking a lot of AVAX. So again, you can see that is in the top 50. It's made in America, and it's in the Grayscale Trust. So if you can find something that's in 3 or 4 of these, I think you're going to do well long term. Mims, anything that you want to add that you see here that pops out to you?
Yeah, no, I would agree. Made in America is obviously a huge narrative. You have Trump saying we're going to make, the crypto capital of the world. So American-made blockchains are definitely going to give, favoritism and be a highlight. And, when you can have exposure, to the narrative, and that's what you want to get ahead of, is get ahead of the narrative and then invest in those assets that are set to capitalize and gain a lot of traction in those markets. And so, a lot of great projects that, they're going to do very well. I mean, it's essentially what you're going to see is everything that you see in the stock market and traditional finance today. It's going to be the same thing, except in blockchain. You're going to have your mutual fund type options. You're going to have your mid cap, small cap, large cap. You're going to have your different industries and sectors and things of that nature. So it just opens up the playing field for equality, because it doesn't matter who you are, how much you have now. You now can participate and acquire these digital assets and take personal custody of them and, secure your wealth. And so, it's just a transformative time in the monetary system. It's a massive upgrade. And so we're just so early. Don't think about just right now. Think about next year. We're in 2026. We're just in the beginning of 2026. Very volatile, a lot of things going on. But start to see the developments that are taking place in 2026, and then start to see where we're going in 2027 and 2028 and so on, as you're seeing and hearing all this integration, and acceptance of blockchain technology and digital assets, and then start to project, well, where's the dollar going? Okay, where's the dollar been? All right, and then start to see, well, where's gold and silver going and where's it been? Then you can start to see how to just slowly transition and position yourself for the windfall just because of the timing and the space that you're in. You don't have to have a lot per se. A little can go a long way, but it's that constant, consistent, and continuous application and acquisition of assets, even if it's an ounce of silver a month, or if it's a automatic purchase of a digital asset every week or every month. Just continual acquisition and constant increase in your education and getting exposure to this field is going to set you up in a beautiful place in the future to come.
So a couple other big crypto happenings this week. Arizona's new res to accept Bitcoin and crypto for mortgage qualifications. Borrowers can now qualify for a mortgage without liquidating their holdings. One of the first major lenders in the U.S. to integrate Bitcoin. And guys, we're going to hear about this so much in the future, right? Of how Bitcoin and blockchain are going to make buying real estate, purchasing real estate so much easier, get rid of a lot of the paperwork. And the beauty of this, of course, Mims, is you don't have to actually sell your Bitcoin or your crypto to use it as collateral. So I think this is going to be an absolute game changer and really kick the banks to the curb when it comes to the new digital economy that we're entering right now.
Yeah, no, it's huge. It's huge, man. It's a lot of stuff going on. Obviously, we got world leaders, in Davos and all kind of stuff going on. And listen, Bitcoin isn't going anywhere. Okay, Bitcoin isn't going anywhere. Blockchain and digital assets isn't going anywhere. It's just crazy how many people are not making the correlation and getting ahead of what's coming. But obviously, yes, digital assets are going to be able to pay for mortgages. and acquire property and things of that nature. So once again, it's just more confirmation of where we are and why people need to take this space seriously and put themselves in position to win.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mims, next time I go out, I think I'm going to swing by Steak and Shake. Not only do they supposedly use a better oil in their fries because of RFK, but they are going big, which I think is smart because let's think about this. How many, fast food restaurants out there? I mean, there's tons of them, right? How many of them are going out of business and closing? How many of them are losing revenue as, price and inflation goes up? So Steak and Shake has now bought 10 million worth of Bitcoin for its strategic Bitcoin reserve. And again, guys, we're going to see more and more businesses do this, right? MicroStrategy and MicroSailor have opened up the floodgates. You're going to see more and more businesses put Bitcoin on their balance sheet. And the really cool thing, Mims, which almost makes me want to get a job again, is Steak and Shake is now giving their hourly employees a Bitcoin bonus of 21 cents an hour.
Oh, wow.
Which again, you might be like, oh, who cares? It's 21 cents. But it's 21 cents in Bitcoin.
Right.
Which imagine if they would have been doing that when it was $6,000.
Yeah.
Right. So again, I love that Steak and Shake, and I think other companies are going to start doing this, is putting their money where their mouth is, of saying, hey, let's get our employees involved in this. Right. So, Bitcoin goes up a 5x, they got an extra $1 an hour, and they're starting that, investment idea with their employees. So I absolutely love this. Absolutely genius. And I think we're going to see a lot more businesses going this way.
Yeah, no, I think that's huge. That's pretty crazy. Bitcoin bonus. Yeah, you see, that's the difference. Getting paid. People got to understand the magnitude of getting paid in an appreciating asset versus getting paid in a devalue, depreciating asset. So you want your money to appreciate. You want to get paid in something that appreciates, not in something that depreciates and loses value. So that's a huge model, and that's why we're into certain projects when we talk about payroll and getting paid in digital assets. And a lot of people like to get excited about Zebec and other networks that get facilitating this. But we're seeing it, folks. I think 2026, you're really going to start to see the full integration and actual application and use amongst the masses in digital assets by the end of 2026. I think there's a massive push to get this thing, because the reality is that the present debt-based fiat model is collapsing and it's accelerating, and it's going to be like a massive rush to the exits, and we're getting to that point, and that's why we're seeing a lot of things that we're seeing now. But a lot of us already saw ahead of the game, just like we were in silver. A lot of us are ahead of the game, just like Mike talked about these digital assets like AVAX and Tau. I mean, they're on sale right now. And we hope that the market goes down lower. Okay, let it go down another 50% from here. Okay, we just accumulate more assets. That's it. Because we know where this is going. It's just like we've been saying, get silver for the longest. And now, look, you wish you had got silver. Okay, now it's at 90 something. Now the market's down. We're saying, look, stack up, add to your bags, because it's going to come a point where the market is not going to be bearish and going down. It's going to take off like a springboard. Okay, it's going to pop, and you're going to be wishing that you had bought the bottom. So just the time, folks, get in.
And if Bitcoin had a Jesus, it would be Michael Saylor. Again, MicroStrategy, massive appeal to the stock market. They have like a couple other, different avenues and that they use. But again, MicroStrategy buys 22,000 Bitcoin worth $2 billion. That just happened.
Wow.
This week, like today, like he is all in, guys. Like there is no, you cannot deny where he is, because he is putting his money right where his mouth is. All right. So I want to focus, and Mims, we can to cover anything you want to as well. But I think the main thing I wanted to focus on right now was two cryptocurrencies. that I'm looking at right now, right, is BitTensor. Okay, Tau. We're gonna go into this a little bit.
BitTensor Tau is ranked number.
No, I don't want to listen to that guy. So I'm just gonna show you guys, where I'm at right now. Again, let's look at, here is actually I'm not showing that. Hold on. Right, so we can look at the whole of the cryptocurrency. I saw somebody asked about, shout out to David, about SPX 6900. This is just a meme coin, bro. So if you like to gamble and you like to go to the casino and play slots and roulette, then SPX is great. It's one of the, probably top 10 meme coins, but nothing that I really care too much about. All right, so we can come down here. We can see that BitTensor Tau is number 35. We can click on it. Oh my gosh, I got to buy more Tau. Down to 238. And we can zoom out and look at where it's been. What is going on here? I don't know why that's showing us that. All right, so we've been above 500. It's actually been more than that. I don't know why it's not showing us that. This is a weird chart. But anyways, we're down to 238 right now. There's only a max supply of 21 million. And I have a video coming out for this, guys. But I just want to make sure I put this on the live so you guys can't get mad at me of like, Mike, why didn't you tell us about this? All right. The video is recorded. I'm going to be putting it out on my YouTube channel soon. But Tau has these things called subnets. There's 128 of them. You could think of each of these as like an AI startup. And I just want to show you guys what's happened in the last month here. Okay. You can see here, this just kind of happened today. I don't think I got any of it. But subnet number 2 has gone up 200% in a month. 100 has gone up 133%. 91, 88, 85, 72, 71, 66, 64. That's just the top 10 movers of the last month. We're talking 60, 70, 100, 200% gains. Guys, there's almost nobody in this space right now. Nobody's paying attention to this. Very few people even know about Tau, much less the subnets that, again, they have to perform, right? They have to submit actual AI and coding things that are useful in order to make money, or they basically, it's like a natural capitalistic system where if they're not performing, they're not providing value, they basically go out of business, right? So they are more risky. This is one that I won big with, was Score. It's up 60%. I mean, you guys can see here, that's 20 of them up 40% in a month, right? So again, this is not hard, especially with, you guys will see in the new video, I showed Mims, he was buying whatever he wanted in 3 minutes, okay? But again, guys, you got to do your own research. But right now, with the way the prices are, I mean, this is the best time to be buying really almost any cryptocurrency out there right now.
Yeah, you can say that twice. Man, I'm looking at the prices of everything, and it just looks so good. It's like a buffet, you know what I mean? And obviously with Tau, around 200, when it get down around 230, whatever, 238, 225, around there, I had bought some more. If it goes down lower, which dependent, I mean, so the market's down because of the tariffs. The market's down because of Japanese bond market going crazy. It's a lot of different things out there, but these are narratives that affect the moment. But the moment is always changing, and you don't want to be caught on the wrong side. Okay, because it can change any moment. That's what happened in the beginning when Trump got elected. He announced all these tariffs, and they thought it was gonna happen. Then he canceled the tariffs, and then the market goes back up. Market is fickle like that. The next thing can come out, and next thing you know, the assets are going the opposite direction. The most important thing is you just want to have a position. You want to find the projects that you like, that you believe in, and continue to add to those bags. Continue to add to those positions. So as the market takes off, that's when you're going to see the gains, the massive gains and a life-changing income. So don't spread yourself too thin, but definitely find a good core of assets that you like and continue to add to those bags.
Yeah, and just to look at the charts a little bit, okay? Now, if we do not hold here, we're probably going down quite a bit, okay? This is kind of our line in the sand here. We just kind of broke this trend, but it came back up above it, and, they do that sometimes to wick people out. Because, again, you guys got to understand all these markets are manipulated. So if we do hold this and we don't really go much below, 89, 88, we could still see the bull market come back and start to accelerate to the upside. But if we could fall too much from here, we're probably looking at some downside and some better deals that we can get. And again, speaking of AVAX, again, it's basically, you can go back since the beginning, it's been as high as $150 almost, right? And you can see here, AVAX is basically as low as it's ever been. That's why I'm buying, right? That's why I'm doing liquidity pools to make passive income from holding AVAX. Maybe it all goes down and this was all a facade. I don't believe that's true because I know the future is digital, but you can't find a much better time to be buying digital assets right now. And same for Texit Coin, guys. We were on Bobby's call tonight. This looks exactly like the first Bitcoin big chart, right? We have, slow accumulation, a massive pump up. We come down, we go up, we go down, we go up, right? And now we're finding our floor. So again, awesome call tonight. We had an awesome call with our Rangers today. I'm excited about where Texit is going, what they're doing, the layer 2 integration they're getting with the downtown digital dollars. And again, we just want to keep reminding you guys, to focus on the value, not the price, right? This is your second chance. Because Mims, I can't tell you, during this time when we were going from 2 to 4 to 5 to 6, everyone wanted to buy. Everyone wanted to buy. My phone is blowing off the hook. Mike,
Right.
How do I get a Texit miner? How do I buy
Yeah.
coins? And it's just like I told people not to buy right now, Mims, just so you know. I had one of my buddies call me. We were in Thailand. We were at like $4 or $5. I'm like, bro, Texit is amazing, but trust me, you don't want to buy right now. And now, you got these scammers on the internet claiming, oh, Texit is over, it's done, pack up your bags and go home. They have no idea what we have here, right? The technology we've built, the integrations, the layer 2, the downtown digital dollars, our own wallet, our own blockchain explorer, right? Hash rate at an all-time high. And we're going to show you guys a video here in a minute. But Mims, I'll let you kind of go over while I pull up this next video of, we're just, again, guys, we are here to document the journey, right? So you can go back on either of our YouTubes and you can look at us talking at least once a week about silver when it was 22, when it was 24, and we were saying the exact same things. And the question comes down to whether what you want to do, what you believe in long term, right? So we obviously believe in silver. We obviously believe in Texit. So when we see something down, we don't give up on it. We don't say, well, that must not be good. No, we buy more, right? This is what gets us excited. So those of you that missed back when Texit was below $1, when we were first started with it, because when we got in, it was at 40 cents.
Yep.
And we're still double from when we got in. So again, Mims, I'll pass it to you while I pull up this next video. But to me, this is another second chance and an opportunity to get on this rocket ship.
Yeah, I mean, once again, it comes down to short-term and long-term mindsets. When you purchase a miner, you're mining for the next 130 plus years. I mean, we just getting started with this project. It's less than 2 years old. So I don't, we talk about this stuff all the time and we share this information with people all the time. And hopefully enough people have developed a very strong mindset of an investor mindset and not a get rich quick employee kind of a mindset. Understand that, we're in this thing to build lasting generational wealth. Okay. This is not an overnight. It's not a get rich quick. And so when I look at Texit and I see the price of Texit down like this, I'd say whoever takes advantage now, you're coming at a great time. You're coming at a great time. Okay, because when it goes low like this, it could go a little lower, but it's going to go back up. And you want to make sure that you have taken a position at the bottom, just like you had took positions at the top. So once again, a lot of people wish they had, 100, 1,000, or whatever Texas coins, right? At $4, $5, $6, $7. They would have loved to have hundreds or thousands of Texas coins at that time. Have that same mindset. Okay, when Texas coin is under $1 and get you a few hundred thousands, okay, of Texas coin, hundreds and thousands of Texas coin. So when it does rise back up, you're feeling and you're sitting pretty. Diversification.
Yeah, and I want to address this right now. I think this is a great from D Nice. Yes, they on the internet saying Texas is a scam. Yes, there are a lot of people that are saying that. Apparently, these people have nothing better to do in life than to try to attack literally a real physical layer 1 proof of work blockchain that can be verified, that we're going to show you guys here in a minute. But again, I want you guys to understand that everyone said the same thing about Bitcoin. There's still people that believe that today, that Bitcoin's a scam, that it's going to go to zero.
Yep, it's true.
Whatever, right? So what you have to understand is a lot of these guys are just like clickbaiters, right? They want clicks. They pay to have their stuff boosted on Google and SEO websites because when you click on it, you go to their website and they make money. So they'll just create whatever they can to get people to look at it. And so I just want to show you guys this, right? Because I remember when I first got into crypto, we would talk about this all the time. You can go to bitcoindeaths.com. And it will show you every article claiming Bitcoin was dead. And they have a documented 450 times, right? I think, yeah. So you can literally, they go to the source. It possesses no utility and is yet to be widely accepted as a currency, even by major e-commerce providers. This means sentiment is driving down the price of Bitcoin, and any negative events that impact the confidence of investors could spark a full-blown flight, causing their value to collapse. This is when the price of Bitcoin was $13,000. So, I mean, you can go back here. This might be funny, Mems, to go back to like 2014.
Yeah.
Let's see.
This is interesting. Interesting site.
Oh, here we go.
It's great to hear the negativity.
Yeah. This is from August 8th, 2013, when Bitcoin was $94. What were we doing in 2013, Mems? Why were we not buying Bitcoin?
I was getting sober.
So this says, all of which is to say that anything legally with Bitcoins, and especially converting them into fiat currencies, is going to get harder and more expensive as governments involve themselves. So hard and so expensive, I'd argue, that any advantage the cryptocurrency may have over normal means of exchange like credit cards will soon disappear. Timothy Levin from Bloomberg. Now, this guy just looks like an idiot today.
Yeah, don't listen to these folks, man.
Right?
You gotta have discernment, man. Have your own intuition. But this is great. Do a whole show just reading all these damn
we might
idiots.
Have to do that.
I love
you got to
it.
understand, guys. These aren't even just random bloggers and YouTubers that are trying to scare you out of Texit. These are like major news articles. So imagine if you would have listened to them in 2013.
Oh yeah.
And this is why a lot of people didn't get into Bitcoin, because
the
experts said no. Jamie Dimon said it was rat poison. All these people saying this stuff, just like they're on the internet right now saying it about Texit. And so that's why I want to play this video, Mims, because you can't fake it, right? You can see with your own eyes what's going on here. This is a video I made this week. Our friend Mitchell went out to one of the mines in Texas this week and got some video, and I put some words and images behind it. So I want to play it now, guys, because again, you can't fake a layer 1 blockchain, right? The There's a blockchain explorer that tracks and keeps a record of every transaction. So you might not like Texit. That's fine. The price of it will probably go up or down, but you can't say it isn't real. You can't say it doesn't exist. You just look like an idiot saying that because there's too much proof and evidence to refute anything that you're saying. So let me go ahead and play this. Thought this was a good video to kind of introduce people to Texit in less than 3 minutes. I want to introduce you to the American-made blockchain. Almost all of us wish we would have bought Bitcoin before it was 10,000 or even 100,000. Well, now we have our second chance. Texit Coin is similar to Bitcoin in that it is a layer 1 proof of work blockchain, which means it needs physical supercomputers or miners to run, validate, and secure the blockchain. Rather than allowing foreign countries, hedge funds, or Wall Street to build and profit from this blockchain, we are crowdfunding its creation by we the people. What you are seeing right now is one of our mining facilities in Conroe, Texas. This is one of the 35 mines Texit will build to support the Texit Coin blockchain. When you purchase a seat or miner, as we call them, on the Texit Coin blockchain, you are rewarded each day with the digital tokens that are created and mined each day with these miners. This is sent directly to your own wallet, where only you have control of them to save, spend, or trade anytime you want. In just a little over a year, we have built our own wallet on the Apple and Android store. We have our own cold storage wallet to keep our tokens safe, our own blockchain explorer that verifies and keeps record of every transaction done on Texit, just like Bitcoin does. What sets us apart is that we are faster and cheaper than Bitcoin to use. Now, the real question is, what is the use case or utility for Texit Coin? The first is obvious. We are buying, building, and running real-world physical mining facilities that can be used to merge mine other cryptocurrencies like Dogecoin and Litecoin. This allows us to have other revenue streams to cover expenses long-term like electricity and mining upgrades. But the exciting part is other businesses using our layer 2 called Downtown Digital Dollars. We are working with local communities, small businesses, fairs and festivals to help them implement lower transaction fees and customer loyalty by using the Texit Coin blockchain. This will increase their revenue by embracing blockchain technology instead of dinosaur banking that takes 3% of every transaction. Now, there are limited seats on this rocket ship. We are 23% full right now. So get back to the person who shared this with you to find out how you can get in early and start getting Texit Coin sent to your own wallet every single day. I like it, Mims. Under 3 minutes, shows you the proof, gives you a good overview. And the last point I want to make tonight, and Bobby made this on the call tonight, is think about it. What blockchain is focused on vendors or businesses in America and using blockchain and crypto as an actual currency for goods and services, right? We know what Bitcoin is. It's a store of value right now, right? It's digital gold. It's very expensive to send. It's slower, but it is very decentralized and limited and scarce. And mathematically, can only be 21 million of them. So it is our gold. Just like I'm not going to take gold to go to McDonald's or to, buy gas. I'm probably not going to use Bitcoin to do that. So what crypto out there is really going to small businesses, right? Going to fairs and festivals and helping them actually adopt this new technology. I don't know of any other than Texit, right? And we've already had 2 layer 2 downtown digital dollar contracts signed to have people start using it. And we're in the process of getting really a lot more. So once, those local and small businesses see how easy it is, how there's cost savings, and how it helps the customer as well. I mean, to me, Mims, I have not seen anyone in this space even attempt to do anything like this. Because again, most blockchain crypto people are not very extroverted, right? They're not good socially. They're more of the math nerd coder guy who just wants to do everything on a computer and not go out into the world and meet with businesses and start making connections and networking and bringing in the chambers of commerce and the fairs and festivals. And I think that, of course, is what Bobby shines at. That's what he's been doing for the last 15 years.
Yeah.
So I'm excited where we're at, Mems. And again, the price being down just means we get to get more at a better price.
Yeah, I mean, he's doing the right things, folks. Texacoin, Bobby, they know what they're doing, and it comes down to community. All right, when you look at any project, okay, what makes one of the major key components to making a project successful is a community. People got to know who you are, what you're doing, and they got to see the benefit of what you're doing. And then so now when you're grassroots and you're meeting the people where they're at and you're showing them the technology, all right, their faith and trust is in you now. They see the value that you have brought with this technology. So now once they have this set up and established and McKinney, and then they're able to take this to other towns and cities and show the model and show how this works. This is how you create mass adoption, because everybody's coming to the blockchain and crypto space and they're going to figure out, well, who's doing what and who is in this niche market. And so that's what Texacoin is doing. They're actually in a very niche market that happens to be trillions of dollars. Okay. And the onboarding of individuals and small businesses and chambers and things of this nature is a massive underlooked, underserved market. Everybody's focused on the big banks and, you know, XRP and Swift kind of take over and things. What about the local communities, right? And things of that nature. So it's huge in its own area and category. And for you to be able to acquire an asset, which is the miner, pay for it one time, and then get Texacoins every single day for the rest of your life that you can sell at any time, that you can swap out for any other digital asset. Once again, it's a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? We've been screaming from the rooftops for years on how to take advantage of this space, and we're continuing to win, and we're going to continue to win. And those who run it with us are going to continue to win as well.
I tell you what, Mems, next, I think one of the times we're going to do a live here, we're just going to go to the Blockchain Explorer.
Yeah.
This is the last thing I'll show you guys. This is wild. Like, just to show people, like, because I think people, again, don't really understand when I say a Blockchain Explorer. What I mean is every single transaction ever done in Texas is here, just like Bitcoin, right? You can see our hash rate, the network difficulty. You know, here's different blocks that are happening, right? This is transactions in the 566, 565, 564, 563, right? And there's some big transactions going on here from what I'm seeing. So I'd really like to get into this sometime. I'm trying to remember which one I clicked on. That there was some like serious movements going on with large amounts of TXC. But no, we'll have to do a whole one on that some point. But absolutely amazing, guys, what Texas has built here.
Yeah.
And again, the future is digital. The New York Stock Exchange is coming to the blockchain, guys. We've told you all this was going to happen. Tokenized assets, you know, major institutions moving onto the blockchain. Cryptocurrency is the future. The future is digital. The question is, are you prepared for this? So again, guys, we got the best prices for gold and silver. We can get you guys educated on the blockchain. We can help you get, you know, Texacoin sent to your own wallet every day. Or at this point, just buy some. You know, it doesn't even matter how much you have. You could literally buy $50 of Texit, 100, 200, wherever you're at. Now it's time to be buying, in my personal opinion. Mems, last words tonight.
Yeah, folks, look, it's still the beginning of 2026. We're almost done with January. Okay, we're almost done with January. Going to be into February. We're going to expecting the Clarity Act here to pass by the end of the month. Okay, so that's going to be a good thing as well for the blockchain and crypto space. Listen, what's going on with silver, it's not going to stop. They've been rigging and manipulating, suppressing these assets for so long. There's such a massive demand. We're seeing the retailers, even Costco now, they're only allowing people to get 1 ounce per customer. You can only get 1 ounce of silver per customer. I mean, so there's shortages. I think I saw another major online dealer pretty much say, I think it's the Perth Mint. Yeah, I'm really looking at it. The Perth Mint has so much demand that they're saying that they're only going to allow they're not going to allow people to buy bars smaller than an ounce. Okay, so the fractional, what we're seeing here is that one, and I think I saw who is it? Only $500.
AppMax said $500 minimum purchase.
Yeah, $500 minimums. So like I've been saying, like we've been saying, unaffordium, unobtainium.
Yep.
Okay, because now they're making it to where you got to have a large order to be able to even get silver. So now you won't just be able to buy 1 ounces. You know, they're gonna make that to where no, you got to buy at least, you know, $500, $1,000 worth, $10,000 worth. You got to do some big order. Okay, and in that 1 ounce here, I mean, just very soon we could just see this worth $200. Because once it breaks 100, okay, it's been establishing a nice little support level. So when it takes off again, we might not see silver ever go below 100 again. Okay, we sure ain't gonna see silver go down to 50. I doubt it. And if we do, let's go. Okay. Either way, we win it, whether it goes up or down, because we know where this is going. You know what I'm saying? We got foresight, we got vision. You know, we understand what they don't want us to understand, and we're gonna capitalize on the greatest and largest wealth transfer ever in history with God's money and digital assets. So, y'all know what time it is. Lace up. Let's get wealthy.
Clap it out. All right, guys. Have a